Okay, please give Sarah your attention. She's got some great information for you. I suggest you pay attention, take notes. You'll be able to use this on your quarter assessment, which is worth 15% of your quarter grade.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna help you guys. Hey guys, please listen up.
Here we go.
I'm gonna help you guys make real-world connections from Animal Farm to the Russian Revolution, because as Mr. Mansfield said before, there's a lot of parallels between the Russian Revolution and Animal Farm. So here are your learning targets. It should move along when I move it.
What is this?
The nickname. Nickname.
Yeah, hold on.
And put in your name.
Oh.
You don't have to write the entire government name. Just
Put in your name. It's not a huge deal. Just put in your name. Okay. So the basics of the Russian Revolution are that the government was overthrown. There used to be a king, a czar, which is a Russian king, that ruled so it's like the king of England kind of, but in Russia. And he was a weak government, he was a weak czar, and Russia was a very weak nation at the time. And because Russia had gone through a lot of wars that they lost, there was a lot of economic hardship, the people were poor, they weren't getting enough food that they needed, and so there was a lot of dissatisfaction among the people. I wouldn't say cannibalism, but there was a lot of dissatisfaction among the people of Russia, and they were just tired of the king. And so the Bolsheviks took over, the Bolsheviks were a socialist group, and they took over and formed a communist government in Russia.
Are you recording?
I have to record some good questions. Okay, the main principles of communism are that, remember we read in the Communist Manifesto, that it was that history has been a class struggle of the haves versus the have-nots, and that all people, Karl Marx, who is the founder of communism, believed that all people should be equal, and that people were ultimately oppressed, and that the people that have things were oppressed by the people that don't have, or people that have things oppress the people that don't. So there's going to be like a little short answer that says, what idea in Animal Farm is similar to communism? Just write down a little blurb of thought.
Communism is like one person.
Just really quick, it doesn't have to be like a paragraph, it should be just a word or a sentence. What? Yeah.
Isn't communism like dictation? Or like a dictator? No. It's not.
The what?
Then what is it?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
No, it's on the top. It's on the top of the
Oh, yeah, it is, but that's kind of hard to see. So it's right there.
Mike, it's
Is this for a quiz?
BXYKP.
Okay.
Alright, thanks.
Just a quick little thought. Blurb.
Is it holding? Oh, Jesus.
Mine's not black and red.
Answers?
Look, mine's black and red. It's like communism is in my iPad.
Okay, I'm gonna move on.
Wait.
You check the answers.
What? I can check them later. Okay, animalism is similar to communism. In the book, we know that Old Major, he comes up with this idea. He has this dream that all animals should be equal, and that humans are the enemy of the world, and that there's been a struggle between animals and humans. Are we seeing the parallels between animalism and communism?
So are the humans?
No? Any questions? You can ask me questions.
Are the humans the rich? And
Yes, the humans are like the rich or the upper class people or the haves,
Who's
and they are oppressing the animals or the have-nots.
Who's the animal? The middle one?
I was typing my
I don't know that there's supposed to be a difference,
Oh,
because they're
no, that's
supposed to be
actually
like,
fine.
it's supposed to be, communism is supposed to be, or animalism is supposed to be a symbol for communism.
Oh, God, I should go.
Any other questions?
No, no.
Are we seeing the parallels?
Let me find it.
Any other questions, Jonathan?
No question?
Okay. Karl Marx is the founder of communism, who wrote the Communist Manifesto, which we read a couple sentences of last class. Yes, Karen?
Mine didn't change.
should. A couple seconds.
It's broken.
Okay. Karl Marx, he founded communism. He had this dream of a better society, he didn't like the way society was being run currently, and so he had this dream that everybody could be equal,
So
and
he's
that
old
people
major?
should be free.
Nope. He's old major.
Look at that. He believed that people were oppressed.
So he had a dream and the other dude.
And I just answered this little quiz question. There should be a multiple choice question that comes up on your
I
iPad.
gave it away.
And you can just. That's good that you're seeing that. You're supposed to see that. It's good.
No, that's
Don't be afraid of your mind, Michael. Don't be afraid of your own brilliance.
It doesn't work anymore.
Now you're just gone.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Well, if you can take out a
Just notability.
maybe notability and take notes or answer the question.
So, will it give us the right answer?
Hmm?
Will it give us the answer?
I will in a second.
She's been doing that.
Are we getting a grade for this? Or what?
Yeah, it was right.
You can use all this in.
All of this is stuff that you guys can use on your essay that you're gonna write. Very
Let's
soon.
see if the link is up
Caitlin,
there.
how you gonna pick old major?
Let's check it out. Well, wait, go back down. Let me see something. Why is my name below Malik?
I don't know. Okay,
I'm smart.
I'm gonna move on.
No, you're not.
Okay, old major is a lot like Karl Marx. He had a dream for a better society. Remember when he called in the animals to that convention, and he said that he thought that their society today was kind of broken, and he wanted to change things. He believes that the animals are oppressed by the humans, much like Karl Marx believed that the rich are oppressing the poor. And also like Karl Marx, old major died before the revolution. Karl Marx died before the Russian Revolution ever happened. So. Any questions? Do you understand that comparison? Yes? Awesome. Okay. So these were key people in the Russian Revolution. Those specifics. Okay, Tsar Nicholas II.
I want to screenshot these.
Tsar Nicholas II. He was the former ruler of Russia, or the king. He was like the king. Like I said earlier, he was a really poor leader. He was very weak. He led Russia into a lot of wars that they ended up losing. And so Russia was a very weak nation. And because of this, the people of Russia were very dissatisfied with him. And so he was driven out by the Bolsheviks.
Who?
By the Bolsheviks. Like the communists in Russia.
Such a weird name.
Does it mean bull?
Okay. Now you're going to answer this question.
Benjamin.
That's why you're wrong.
Why are you checking in front of everyone? Mole man?
I don't know. I changed the book.
Bull man.
I'm right. My fifth person.
Good job, guys. You guys are doing pretty good here. When you are. A lot of you here.
Are the green ones right?
Moving on?
Yes.
Mr. Jones is like the like the Tsar. He was the former owner of the farm, and he was very neglectful. Does anybody think of a time that he was neglectful in Animal Farm? Anybody?
When he left the gate.
There you go. Yeah, when he left the gate open. Anything else?
Feed the animals.
He didn't feed the animals. Yeah.
Give me a second.
And he was later driven out by the animals, just like the king was driven out by the Bolsheviks.
Ooh, what?
You go
Are we
back
understanding
further?
that connection?
Yeah.
Any questions?
I didn't hear it. He was a weak leader too.
Yes, he was.
Okay. Another key player was Leon Trotsky. He, along with Lenin, led and organized the revolution. He was the leader of the Bolshevik army. He was a very charismatic leader. He generally wanted a better life for the Russian people, and he generally followed like the main principles of communism. And he was later in his life, he was exiled by Stalin and the KGB. And I didn't write this on here, but him and Stalin disagreed a lot. They didn't agree on many issues, and that's why Stalin drove him out of Russia. So now you answer this question.
Gee whiz.
Jesus. Get it
tell us the right answer.
It's up to you.
You will.
It's on
You
the
will.
green ones.
The green ones are.
Oh, I got it right.
Green answers are the right answer, and
Oh,
also
man.
I will tell you on the
Why
next
not
one.
answering no, man?
Nah, boy.
Why is some of them red?
Because that
Wrong.
means it's wrong.
No, I mean the name.
See, mine's
Because
red.
they're out of the.
Yeah, those are out of like the session.
Because they
Conquer.
I
Didn't work.
misspelled. It sounds cool though.
It does.
I like it.
Doing good?
Conquer.
Moving on.
Conquer.
Okay. We could say that Snowball represents Trotsky, mostly because he is one of the leaders of the revolution.
That's what he looks like.
That's from like the movie.
That's one
I saw the
person.
movie.
Oh, we
That's
go
one
see the
person's
movie?
Yeah,
perspective.
that's why I remember some of this book.
Also, in chapter 5, we learn that Snowball becomes the leader of defensive operations. He like leads that battle. It also
He's a
says in the
vicious-
beginning of the novel that Snowball is a more vivacious pig than.
What's up?
Yep.
You guys should be vivacious.
You're missing like.
Yes.
What is vivacious?
Vivacious
You're
means
welcome
like
to-
very
You're not welcome
It's
to
like-
playing the Flash of Clans.
like flashy. You know, you're very outgoing personality.
You're gonna be saying sorry to yourself.
Also like
You
Right.
fall
Um,
further and further behind.
Napoleon was also exiled by. Oh, Snowball was also exiled by Napoleon's dogs, just
Gave
like
it away.
Trotsky was
Gave it away.
exiled by Stalin.
Gave it away. No surprise.
We just read that part.
For real?
Okay. Another key player was
Just took a
Joseph
quiz on it.
Stalin.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph Stalin was another leader of the revolution and of the Communist Party in Russia. He was not as good of a speaker as the Trotsky or Lenin, as most of his other Russian counterparts. He's not as educated as Trotsky. He's a little more quiet and reserved. He did not follow the main communist principles. He tried to, well, he went against he followed the main ones, but he kind of didn't follow some of the other ones. He manipulated people, and he was very power hungry. He didn't really care for the well-being of the Russian people. He cared more for himself.
Evil man.
He created the KGB, and he was
What does KGB
propaganda.
stand for?
KGB, I'm not sure what it stands for, but it's
Yeah.
Stalin's
Killing.
secret police.
It's like our CIA. I don't know.
Killing. Wait. Able to just say what's your idea?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
He also used propaganda to control the Russian people and scare them.
What did you say, bud? Yeah, tell me what you said.
Can I answer this quick question?
Alright, let's go. Stay focused here.
Was I right? Ooh, so
Go to my land.
Not a single bless you.
Bless you, Michael.
Too late.
Okay.
Yeah, you had to ask
Good
for it.
job, guys. Good job.
Thank you. Remember, he spelled it wrong.
We-
Any other questions?
Napoleon. Not much
Okay.
of a
You
child.
could say that Napoleon is a lot like Stalin. It says in that Orwell describes Napoleon as not much of a talker as compared to Snowball and the other pigs. Anybody else can think of something? Can anybody else think of some other time when Napoleon has manipulated the animals into doing what he's wanted?
When you
Anybody?
born that mash.
You wanted what?
What was the question?
That mash.
There you go. What was the time when Napoleon,
When he
think
took
of
the
some
milk.
evidence as when Napoleon manipulated the other animals?
When he says he doesn't want to be leader, like they say leader is stressful and
Taste the milk. Kill
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Snowball.
That's just
Kill Snowball.
There you go. He doesn't kill Snowball, but
his dogs
he exiles Snowball, right?
Is Snowball still alive?
Yeah, he's like, get out.
Kicks him out.
Napoleon, also like Stalin, uses dogs to intimidate the other animals. And he gives himself all the decision-making power after he exiles Snowball. Are we seeing that parallel? Do we understand how Napoleon is a lot like
We can understand.
Stalin?
Mind your business.
Guys, focus up, please. Jonathan? The KGB was Stalin's secret police. They were meant to intimidate people, and they killed or imprisoned all people that were against the revolution or against Stalin. They were very loyal to Stalin.
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want.
Yes, Abel?
So does that mean the dogs are like the KGB?
No, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, I think the dogs symbolize the KGB.
I'm gonna look up.
Oh, next question.
Next question.
My bad.
Ooh,
Got a
Jonathan got
structure
it
going
right.
here.
Moses.
Casey, good job.
Well, Moses.